Today, we are installing this Mriscoc firmware by Miguel in ENDER 3 v2 step by step. These steps are almost common to install any firmware you want. If you want to see a firmware feature before installing, then you can skip to the features of firmware part. Know your motherboard. Same firmware is not used for different motherboards. To understand your motherboard, let's open the bottom cover of the ENDER 3 version 2. Now here, note these numbers. Or just click the visible pictures of your motherboard and save it for a future use. Download the right firmware. Here is the firmware. Here you can see a whole program project given by the creator. Let's appreciate his efforts. You can also download this zip file and modify as per your choice. Or let's download a main pre-compiled file for now. Click here, come all the way down, and here as you can see a lot of options. From that, find your motherboard version. Here is our 4.2.2 version. From that, you can download it for BL Touch or other options. I am going with the manual mesh, that is a 4.2.2 mm. Click and download the file. Installing the firmware. Let's remove the SD card from our printer and insert it in the PC. Backup the files and format the SD card. Make sure it is FAT32. Then click on Format. After that, transfer the main precompiled file to the SD card. Make sure your printer is turned off. Insert the SD card and turn on the printer. There is a dark screen pop out. Wait for few seconds. And here we go. Our firmware is installed. Let's check the version. See, it installed perfectly. Installing the display firmware. For that, let's go to our main page of the firmware. Here is the display assets folder. Click on that. Display for ENDER 3 v2 and display for ENDER 3 s1. Scroll down and click on this compilation option. Here, click to download set and zip file will be downloaded. Extract the files. Now let's insert the SD card again and format it. Then transfer the whole set folder to our empty SD card. Make sure your printer is turned off. Remove the screen and unplug this cable. Remove these 4 screws. Remove the front knob and take off the cover. Here is the micro SD slot. Let's insert our card. Connect the wire and turn on the printer. The black screen came and then it turned blue, means the firmware is installing. Now it turns red. Installation done. Remove the cable and SD card. Attach the back cover again. Screws, insert a cable, and let's turn on the printer. See the interface. Looks awesome. Let's enable these preview images on our ENDER 3 display. For that, come to our main page, click on the Wiki tab, and here search for G-code and click on this how to generate a G-code preview. Scroll down and right click to download the correct script for your slicer. I tried a lot in the Prusa slicer, but some error one came. If you guys know, then please let me know in the comment section. So for now, I will go with the Cura here. Now open the Cura, click on Help, Show Configuration folder. Here open Script folder and paste our downloaded script file. Now restart the Cura. Click on the Extension tab, Post Processing and Modify G-code. Add a script and click on a Create Thumbnail. You can adjust the ratio. Let's add a G-code and see how it will look in our printer. See this, it looks really cool. Now let's see some interesting feature of this firmware. Here are our 4 basic tabs: Media, Prepare, Control and Advance. Below that, there are 5 tiny amazing shortcuts. You can change them. I will explain it to you in a minute. In Media, our all folders and G-code. Here is a cool thing. If you stay on any file, as you can see, it shows full name. It's really amazing. Now, in Prepare, there is a filament management option for changing filament easily. Move Access option for all access adjustment. You can also do a bed trimming. Here is a homing for all access. Z after homing. Now this is a really cool feature. If you don't turn on this, the Z homing is normal. Just the Z axis comes down, hits the switch and stays there. Now let's set a value in that 5, and then if you hit the home, look at this, it came down and hit the limit switch and uplift 5 mm from bed. This feature helps you if you preheated the nozzle with the filament is extruding, cause nozzle is not blocked by the bed. Next is a manual mesh. We will see this in a minute. There is a preheat PLA, ABS and custom preheat option. Select a preheat PLA and it starts hitting the nozzle at 195 and bed at 60. Same with the ABS and custom preheat. A cooldown option is also available. You can manually set your own values of these preheat presets. In the control panel, temperature option, you can hit the nozzle and bed manually, or else scroll down and config for all the preheat presets. Let's edit the preheat PLA config and make nozzle temperature to 200. Tap on the store settings. Come back to the prepare and tap on preheat PLA. See, now it starts hitting nozzle at 200. This is how you can modify it. Let's go to the control panel and store these settings. In motion tab, it's speed, acceleration and all. There are more options like restore default and reboot the whole printer. A manual mesh is a really good feature in this firmware. Here are the settings of that feature. You can adjust the ratio as per your bed. 3x3, 5x5, 9x9, etc. We will go with the 3x3 here. This is how 3x3 works. You can also adjust the mesh values, bed temperature for mesh leveling, and other settings. Now let's do a practical test. Let's come to a prepare menu, manual mesh, and tap on the level bed. See, the nozzle is came to our first point. Use the move Z command to adjust the Z axis. Continue bed mesh option is used to go to another point. Likewise, adjust all the points. It's done. Now let's check with view mesh option. You can see all the points and parameters. The green points are very good. I will adjust it later. This is how this feature works. Let's go to the advanced settings and explore our other features. In the filament settings, if you have a filament runout detection, you can enable it and adjust their settings. Also adjust the load and unload filament settings. You can also adjust the nozzle and the bed PID settings. Here is a physical settings if you have upgraded your printer. Now in the toolbar setup, you can modify all 5 shortcuts for our main home screen. I am going to use a auto home, second is cooldown, then preheat PLA, preheat ABS, and here disable stepper motors. Let's go to the main menu and see the shortcuts are changed. These features save a lot of time. Again, advanced. You can also turn on or off that beep sound. I want this power outage feature. We can also adjust the LCD brightness. Manually turn off the LCD display, useful for night time. Now let's play with some colors. Screen background. Here we can mix RGB values and create our own colorful display. It's really cool. I will go with an orange shade for cursor. And for the main background, the dark mode. So for black, all the RGB values are 0. During printing process, all the multicolors just pop out from the progress bar. It's pretty cool. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching the video. Please like, share and subscribe.